Has this ever happened to you? You finish recording a remote video interview, you're super pumped about it, but then depression strikes because 1.
You have terrible audio quality.
2. Your video quality is choppy and pixelated. And 3. You realize that you have to manually sync and edit all of these files by yourself. Well, today, let me introduce you to the cure, Riverside FM. Today, I'm going to show you how I use Riverside FM, not only to capture perfect quality remote interviews, but also how I edit these interviews within Riverside very quickly. I can make one-click vertical videos for social posts. And at the end, I'll give you some tips on how to get the absolute best quality for your remote video interviews, podcasts, meetings, whatever you want to use Riverside for. Okay, let's assume that we're at noob level here. How do you capture a remote interview? This is what my process looked like before Riverside. Basically, I would set up a camera, some sort of microphone, a screen recording. So there's 3 separate files right there. And for the person I was interviewing or talking to, I would just basically pray that they knew what they were doing with a camera, microphone, screen recording as well. One way I tried to bridge the gap was have them hop into some sort of call service, remote calling, and just record it within there. But doing that, I actually saw pretty bad video and audio quality. And sometimes the call would just lag out and I would lose bits of audio from the interview.
Thinness of an iPhone, right?
I was tired of dealing with that crap. So I switched to Riverside, who's also sponsoring today's video. So shout out to Riverside. If you guys are interested in this service, there's a link in the description. There's a code that will give you a discount, which is amazing. But now let's get into how freaking easy it is to just use Riverside for these kinds of things. This is gonna be my very first time going into my Riverside studio and setting up a call. I've never done this before. I figured I would film myself doing it just to see how intuitive and simple it is. Let's go to Riverside FM. Go to studio. I am using headphones. I figured for our first recording here, I'm just gonna do my built-in laptop camera because honestly, they're pretty good nowadays and a lot of people out there are gonna be doing this. Later on in this video, I'll show you how to do a way more professional setup with legit camera, legit microphone, lighting, all that stuff. I wanna make sure to clean this off really quick. So this looks pretty simple. Right here is where we select our camera. I have plugged in my Rode NTG shotgun mic. It also has a USB connection, so we're gonna select the Rode Video Mic NTG. And then this is our speakers, so where our audio is gonna come out of, which obviously we want that to be our AirPods. Just always use headphones because then you don't have to deal with any sort of echo or anything like that. Join studio. Check, check. Let's do a test recording really quick. It's giving me a countdown. It's kind of nice.
Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast, Zach Attack. Today we're talking about how Zach from Fusion Frenzy is the best character in that game. The glove is a little weird, the blue hair, a little goofy, but you know what? Zach Shellac and the Ack Pack win again. If you've never played Fusion Frenzy, that was probably super confusing. Sorry about that.
I did notice that there is a low data mode here. So basically, if you're having a connection issue where it's kind of cutting out, that's not gonna show up in your recording because it's recording on my computer and the other person's computer and then it merges it afterward. But if you want it to be smoother, you can do low data mode for all people. You won't be able to see the people you're talking to when you're in low data mode, but you'll still be able to hear them. And afterward, they'll still have their footage as a part of this recording. So it just keeps it a little bit more smooth if you're having interruptions with your connection. Kind of cool. And you can also live stream, which is sick. If you want to live stream a conversation or if you do live podcasts, you could just host everything from here, which is great. All right, so now we're about to hop onto a call recording with my friend Connor McCaskill. He's a great YouTuber, go check him out. This is just gonna be testing how easy it is to invite somebody to a call and actually get a quality recording remotely without all the extra hassle. It automatically has this link set up here for me to be able to share with other people. So I'm just gonna copy the link, gonna text this to my buddy Connor. I'm just gonna start recording because right now we're not recording. We're just like in the studio of Riverside. So I'm gonna hit record.
Yeah, so I've used Riverside before when the Golden Hour podcast. And when we were still doing the Golden Hour podcast. Yeah, it worked great.
Do you have any particular experiences that you can share with it? Because I feel like that's perfect. I didn't even know you guys used it.
You know, we would do guest interviews. We did one with Kai W, and he's over in London. And we were on Riverside, and it worked fine. So, I mean, we were able to record his stuff, and it's pretty low effort.
The fact that I could just send you an invite link is huge, I feel like. Because theoretically, you don't need an account. You just click the link and join.
All right, I'll catch you later.
All right, see you, brother.
That's how easy it is to do a call in Riverside. It's super simple. It makes the effort of the person you're interviewing so much lower so they have less stress, which is going to give you better interviews. Who would have guessed? Let's talk about how it works within Riverside FM after you've done the call. The first thing is you just have to let the files process. Riverside's gonna do its thing on their computer and on your computer. It's gonna do a little mergey merge and spit out a high quality recording. Let's hop into Riverside Studio. My file has processed here. 10 minutes of pure bliss with Zach and Connor on the Zach Attack podcast. Totally worth your time, by the way. It looks like it's already made the entire transcript. It even color codes the name of the person who's talking. It even has color coded waveforms so you can tell I'm talking when it's purple, Connor's talking when it's green. You can also see I'm a much louder person. I think I need to work on that, sorry. It also gives you chapter markers automatically based on your discussion. So if you're making a podcast and putting it on Spotify or YouTube, or making videos and putting them on YouTube, you can have auto-generated chapters. You don't have to manually go through and watch it on YouTube and make chapters. Riverside does it for you. And because of this text-based editing, you also get access to download the entire transcript if you want to use that in your description on your podcast or your videos. You can also download the subtitles, so you don't have to pay a separate service anymore to get subtitles for your YouTube videos. I can go to add a split there. Maybe I can go to the end of Connor talking. So now this is separated and I could theoretically move this around wherever I want within my episode, which is pretty sick. Another huge thing right now is captions. Let's just say I want to make a little YouTube short or Instagram reel, TikTok, that type of thing. You see where it says 16:9, shorts, reels, TikToks right here. It's built in. Notice how I hover over this and it automatically rearranges the aspect ratio and reformats it for me. So I'm going to click shorts, reels, TikToks. Let's cut there as well. So we have this chunk and let's say that's what we want to be our YouTube short. And now I want to add captions to this thing. Let's look at our different fonts. You can also enter in your own branding colors and let's see how it looks if I play this back.
Lauren had some questions for you as well. Lauren, what were your questions about his dog?
Oh, was it a rehoming?
So he was the last of a litter.
I mean, that's pretty freaking wild. That's a pretty decent clip that I could use. So I could export it right here. I can select my quality, maybe do 4K. I can normalize the audio levels. It will make sure that all the audio levels are at a nice volume for any device. I want to check out a couple of the magic features in Riverside's new editor. One of them is Magic Audio, which will enhance your audio for you. There's also a tool called Setting the Pace, which one click removes all of the pauses in your video, which is pretty crazy. So if you want to speed up the pace, you can also choose how fast or close to the original speed it was. But the feature I'm the most excited about is right here. Magic clips. Let's go ahead and click generate clips. This is going to go ahead and find clips for us based on our conversation that would be best to post as social media cuts. If these are good, that's going to be absolutely freaking insane and honestly a game changer for promoting your episodes. Oh, magic clips are right here. Let's check these out.
I feel like that has to be the next wave of settings. It's like ND and the stabilization.
I guess I didn't even know it had ND, so it has internal ND.
Yeah, it has internal ND.
Oh, that's actually really cool. I didn't know that.
I mean, that's actually a freaking good clip. Like, that's a full piece of content right there, and that has a beginning, middle, and end, which is actually kind of insane that it can figure that out. That's a little scary, honestly. That's dope. I guess I'm starting a podcast. Now we're back in our Riverside studio, but this time we are beefing everything up with a good camera, a good microphone, and the last key, which a lot of people probably don't think about, is a light. You can have the greatest camera in the world, but if your lighting sucks and your audio sucks, your recording's still gonna suck. So I actually have an Elgato key light that I can control on an app right here. This is pretty fun. Basically, all you do is you can adjust the color temperature here, so I can make it warmer or cooler. I keep it at 5600, which is daylight balanced, and then I have a slider here for the brightness. Holy crap. And I just look at the exposure on my camera till it's a little over 0, and this looks pretty good to me, man. I even have a little bloomy filter on the front of my lens so it looks nice and bloomy on this light back here. But you can see that I have my camera, my FX30, my Sony FX30 selected here, my Rode interface here, and then my speakers, which is going to my headphones. For my camera, I love the Sony FX30 for so many reasons, but an amazing feature the FX30 has that works perfectly with Riverside is it has USB live streaming capability. So basically, I have a USB-C Gen 3.2 cable, I believe it is, running straight from my camera into my computer. You do not need a capture card with this camera. Because of this, I can just select my camera directly in Riverside as a video device. Now for microphones, in this kind of a setup, you want a dynamic microphone, which is basically just picking up audio really close to the capsule right here. If I go back here, you can hear I'm way more quiet because it's just picking this up. The closer I get, the better it sounds. So you want it close to your face. You don't have to be like all up in it like this. Right about here, it sounds really nice. This is what makes the magic happen for me. This is the Rode Streamer X. This is an incredible little audio interface. Basically, I can run an XLR microphone into into this. I could run a USB microphone into this. I can do things like sound effects in here. That one's my favorite. I'm really sorry for that. And then the light that I mentioned is the Elgato Key Light Air. It's very affordable. I actually have it on a microphone boom arm so that I can bring it closer to me if I need to. I can push it back. I can adjust it and move it around side to side to get the best angle. So I did that just for the ease of use, but you can just put it on a regular stand if you want, or the one that it comes with. The main things I want you to take away from this for the best quality setup is the nicest camera you have access to, the nicest dynamic microphone you have access to, and some sort of lighting. If you can nail those 3 things, you're gonna have a nice quality remote interview setup, and it's going to impress your guests and make your content that much better. So thank you to Riverside for sponsoring today's video. Click that link in the description, use my code to get a discount. At least check it out at the very least, just to see if it works for you. I think it's really good and you're going to like it anyway. Make sure you text me when you get home so I know you're safe. I love you and I'll see you soon.